A title, Resiliency and a Strength-Based Approach. Alice Ghareib, Director, Doves Program, Area Agency on Aging, Region 1, Arizona.
The first thing I say is, my goodness, what strength you have. You are an incredibly strong individual. And they will look at me and say, oh my goodness, you're talking about me? I am weak. I allowed this to happen. I took it for so many years. And so starting from acknowledging the strength it took, I think kind of changes the platform a little bit. Always looking at the strengths and the positives leads into a healthier journey.
Evelyn Laureano, Executive Director, Neighborhood Self-Help by Older Persons Project, New York, New York.
They have resources and resilience and strengths that they have built up over a lifetime, and those can be used in this stage of their life, and that has to be recognized. As a social work practitioner, I focus on the strength-based practice that looks at a person's capacity for self-determination and looks at resilience. And one of my favorite quotes involves Bertha Capon Reynolds, who said many years ago that our questions to our clients should not be what problem brings you here today, but rather, you've lived thus far, tell me how you've done it. And that really encapsulates the whole philosophy of our organization, Neighborhood Shop, where we look at someone who's lived to 70, 75, and they've done it without us. So we have to look at, even though they might be in a situation, a terrible situation of crisis and elder abuse, they are resilient, they've managed to survive and even flourish in very difficult situations, because the clients we serve are poor, marginalized, and may be considered disempowered, but in fact, they've managed to make it through. And they're sitting in front of us today, and they're talking to us, and they're getting help one way or another. And that has to be recognized, and that has to be supported.
LaTrice Hogan, Consultant, formerly Director, Milwaukee Women's Center.
Oftentimes we have to empower them beyond where they are. Sometimes it's just saying that you're beautiful, or you can make it, or there's been times in your life that you've told me before that you've been able to overcome things. Let's talk about how you overcome things, and empowering them to see beyond where they are right now, because sometimes things are so bleak or the pain is so deep that they really don't understand that there's something more there. And oftentimes we're showing them, it's not that we're giving it to them, because we're not some type of superwoman or superman. We're just showing them the things that are already innately within them that they've leaned on at one time in their life, possibly, or something they reached for, or something they wanted to do, that now we're giving them the opportunity to say, by any cost, you can do this beyond this abusive situation that you're in, beyond this intimate partner relationship, beyond what your children and grandchildren have done. There's more to you than this situation.
Alice Ghareib, Director, Doves Program, Area Agency on Aging, Region 1, Arizona.
Do not minimize the resiliency of older individuals. If there's one thing I've learned during the years of doing this work, is they are remarkable. Older women are absolutely remarkable. I am forever amazed by what they're able to accomplish. Once again, it doesn't mean that we do nothing, but they have to steer the boat. If they're having issues with something, I think it's okay to ask, could I help you with this? Is there something we can do to make this easier for you? But it's got to be her decision.
We always talk about you're more than the situation. When we provide programming, it's not that we're putting everyone in the same box. Essentially, we're saying that, yes, these are the situations that are occurring. You have a medical diagnosis. There may be a disability that occurred, or it could have been a long-term disability, maybe even something that they were born with or due to their aging, they've become frail. But no matter what the physical situation may be, oftentimes the mind is still willing to see beyond the circumstance. And we work with strength-based around that they just made it there, their ability to come and seek the services. I mean, it must be something for you to leave your household and know that you're taking a chance by coming to the services or even allowing us to come into your home. You know, most people wouldn't even feel like they can take a step beyond this situation, but yet you want more for yourself. And at times it seems like, who's going to hear me? Who will believe me? But I'm here and I believe you because it's your story. And I want to hear your story because essentially your story in the future could possibly help someone else. It's helping me right now to know that I can see beyond where I am as well. And I sometimes just normalize it in the sense that everyone's recovering from something. And although I'm younger, I see the wealth in you as an older woman, and your strength gives me admiration that I can overcome anything, because you essentially are a role model. So I talk about, you know, their place. And in many communities, the people that are older hold significance. There has something that we call deference, in the sense that you've walked that path and you're stronger. In you, I see the pathway. And often I'm just speaking to them about things that they never thought about. All they can see is the pain. And what I'm saying is that your pain and your long suffering is not in vain. In a sense, I'm watching you make a step that some people may never make, no matter what the issue is.
Logos appear. NCALL, www.ncall.us. Terra Nova Films, terranova.org. Funded by the U.S. Department of Justice, Office on Violence Against Women and Elder Justice Initiative. www.justice.gov/elderjustice. A disclaimer. This project was supported by grant number 2014 AXTA K050, awarded by the Office on Violence Against Women and by the Elder Justice Initiative, U.S. Department of Justice. The opinions, findings, conclusions, and recommendations expressed in this program are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Department of Justice, Office on Violence Against Women, or the Elder Justice Initiative.